All right, so welcome to another episode of the Cry But Don't Quit show. Today we have another guest with us who's going to introduce herself and share with us her self-worth challenge so that we can help her with that, if that's okay. Go ahead, let them know who you are.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, India, for having me today. My name is Cass Dodson. I'm originally from Indianapolis, Indiana, but now reside in Houston, Texas. Project manager by day, moderator and MC, speaker life by the night, so to speak, or the event on the weekends. And I'm really, again, glad to be here with you today, and I'm looking forward to this discussion with you. My challenge is I'm a single woman of a particular age, 45. And I'm fabulous in these 40s, so that's not the issue, darling. Not at all, not at all. The issue isn't even fully that I'm single at this big age. The issue or the challenge that I face is what singleness is asking of me at this big age, and what I am learning that I am now feeling the need to be pulled upon and share. A lot of people tap into me for many different reasons, but I have never been married, so I've been single the entire adult life that I have. But I've dated, I've had some successes and some failures. As of recently, I just got out of a bad situationship, and I am finding my way back to peace and healing. And in doing that, I've done a lot of writing, meditating, but grief is a cyclical thing, right? I've built my life alone, just me, and alongside that comes with grief sometimes. There's times where I'm very happy and feeling joyous, and then other times I'm just simply not okay. So this last season, it's been that way. As a result, I keep hearing God pull on me to say, I need you to be more vulnerable and transparent in sharing your story. Sure, I've given you the talent to speak, to lead programs, moderate, facilitate, and I love that. It brings me such joy, for sure. But my challenge is, how do I mesh those worlds in the public platform I'm building? When God wants me to do something very uncomfortable, which is be more vulnerable, sharing my business a little bit, which I do not like, darlings. I'm a very private person when it comes to intimate affairs of my life, but meshing the world of who I am in my speaking, moderating, facilitating, having a great time, and then pulling in something that's a little deeper, that cuts a little deeper, more vulnerability to share my navigating the grief of singleness at this big age.
Yeah, and oftentimes when we are going through transitional periods, the talk track becomes singleness or divorce or weight loss. Like, those are the chapters, at least the chapter starters. But the way self-worth works is that this is an inside job that did not just begin right now. And if I got a chance to really, sit with you and peel back the layers, I can find a direct correlation between your self-worth and why you're still single at 45. We're not going to talk about that because this isn't a dating show. So getting back to your challenge of basically having to be transparent about something you haven't mastered yet. And anyone that meets you more than a few seconds can tell that your confidence is your strength. That doesn't always mean you feel worthy. That's become something that you've defaulted to and made it an avatar, an identity. When you peel all that off at night, and you are alone with your own thoughts and your own inner growth, the challenge is to address, have you honestly trained yourself in this area of personal development, women's empowerment, motivating, inspiring, apart from just being confident and being a magnet to those women that can't really. They draw strength from your strength in that one department. So my advice to you, Cass, would be to really train the transparency. Before you accept every speaking engagement or just start going on social media and sharing your dating journey, if you do that, you are going to attract a lot of trauma bonding. You're going to attract a lot of women that can identify with your journey. Some of them are here where they can nod their heads and be like, yeah, I'm single at 45 too. I did not grasp that was from my first meeting with you, that was not my impression, where you want to be on an island of people that you have to pour into and nobody's there to pour into you. If you want to attract women that value your wisdom and your life lessons that you've learned, and you can pull out a separation between the ultimate goal of being married and finding your significant other and you not being lost in that, then you've got to be able to identify what have you learned that's valuable, what makes it valuable, not just from a personal cast, individualized stance, but also how does that translate to the needs and the problems of others that you're solving, and really get serious about your training and development if you're going to take this serious as a career move. Okay, so to wrap it up, I know that was a very long-winded answer, but to wrap it up, to train your transparency, to really invest in your training, finding others that have gone through a similar journey and how and what did they do behind the scenes to go beyond confidence into knowledge and skill set. How's that land for you?
That lands for me. I want to make sure that it's very clear. I don't want to present myself as a person that has all of the answers. There are a lot of single women out here, more than ever before in this earth, okay? Right. And I don't want to say that I'm presenting to have all the answers on how to survive singleness or to navigate your grief when things don't look exactly how you wanted them to look. But what I do want to show up as authentically myself. I'm here as a resource, but I cannot be the solution for you when I'm still navigating the questions as well.
And I want to challenge you to say that you could, if you look at your journey a little bit deeper and all of the valuable things that you've learned in your womanhood, in your own, what gives you that confidence, and be able to communicate that. And that's a skill. That is not something that confidence alone can give you, okay? All right, do you want to share with them just, a little bit more about what you do before we wrap up your segment?
Sure. Yeah. Again, I said that I am a project manager in corporate America by day, and then I also do moderating, speaking, and soon to be more empowering and motivational as it pertains to helping women navigate their single journey in the process of understanding that the gap that exists between how you saw your life at one point and dreamed for it to be in comparison to what it actually is, that the reality does not mean that it's over for you. It's not detrimental. It's not the end of time or the end of your life being a person that's doing what God would have you to do. If marriage is your portion, that it will come, but it's in God's timing. So that is the thing that I'm going to be embarking upon and sharing my journey more. But I love to speak, I love to talk, I love to bring high energy to the room, and I am grateful that I had the opportunity to speak with India.
Don't you have a book coming out too?
Well, that hasn't come to fruition yet.
You see how she, okay.
Madam.
I'm sorry, I'm just speaking into existence.
Come on then,
okay.
Come on somebody, hallelujah. Well, in this process of where I have gone through some things, and I do see even one of my friends in the audience who knows about that situationship that I went through, I started writing more, and I have textbook sitting there and I'm going through the things, but it's not ready to just jump out here after this conversation.
Good to know, good to know. But I think you're gonna do great things. I know that this lands for you as far as just personality types. Like you definitely have the confidence and authenticity on lock. Yes. Now it's time to step out into your comfort zone, to be very vulnerable about the things you don't feel that worthy of. Basically, you're saying, I don't feel worthy to share my journey and help anyone else because I have not succeeded at it, but you have. You have. Even just coming before complete strangers and sharing this, that's more than most would ever dream of doing. So doing it out loud and leaning on the strengths that you have to naturally speak, yes. Already you have the tools. It's just training. That really is.
Training the vulnerability, as you like to say, and I really appreciate that. That was a landing for me when you said that to me the first time.
Good stuff. Well, I'm happy to help, and thank you for being here, Cass.
I appreciate you.
All right, awesome.